Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. So this week we are crossing counties again, starting off in Leicestershire before dipping into South Derbyshire and then back into Leicestershire. Now the plan today is to increase our distance and add in some hills. So in the last video we managed around about 31 miles in Fenland, which was an okay distance, but it was completely flat. So we're starting off here on a sod of a hill not far from where we live. It's not massively steep, but it does seem to go on, which is good. It kind of gets the legs and lungs working. Problem is that I do tend to push quite hard, as you can probably hear with my breathing, and I run out of steam. Whereas my wife tends to be a little bit more consistent. There she goes, leaving me for dust. So one of the trickier parts of where we live is that we're surrounded by major roads. So in order to get anywhere nice to cycle, countryside wise, we do, as you can see, have to cross some fairly major roads, including a couple of dual carriageways, and I think it's even the M1 a couple of times today. So it can be a bit of a pain, but it's always an adventure. But of course, once we've done that, we can enjoy the ride. Well, the downhill bits at least. So if you've not seen any of our other cycling videos, we plan on doing the John O'Groats to Land's End in 2025. And we've just taken up cycling really for the first time in about 10 years. So it is no small feat. And this is basically long ride 3. Long, maybe a bit of a push, but we are increasing our distance quite quickly week on week. Now, if you saw the start date at the beginning of the video, you can probably tell I'm getting further behind with editing my videos, but we've actually basically been on holiday for a couple of weeks, so I should start reposting on a more regular basis, and we'll be catching up to more recent videos shortly. Now the biggest issue that I'm facing on today's cycle is seeing things. So the sunglasses that I'm wearing, basically up to date, I've been using some fairly cheap photochromatic glasses that basically they darken when you're in the sun and then they lighten up when you're in the shade, and they've been really, really good. And I've basically been telling this to everybody, so much so my wife has decided to steal them for the day to test them out and see if she wants to get herself a pair, which means I've been left with standard sunglasses, which great in the sun, not so much in the trees. This ride also marks my first week of sobriety in a very, very long while. And I say sobriety a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's not like I'm getting out there getting drunk all the time, but yeah, I've cut out the booze completely for a full week, with the whole plan of going a month before we go away on our holidays, where going without drink is probably going to be a little bit impractical. But my plan is to at least cut down alcohol for the rest of the year, if not eliminate it completely when we're back from a holiday. So we shall stay tuned. We shall see how that one goes. Right, shortcut time. Oh, off the beaten track. Lots of fallen leaves already. Autumn does without a doubt look very nice, but I'd swap it for 9 months of summer any day of the week. The big problem with road bikes on a shortcut like this, or more to the point, road tyres on a trail, is the risk of a puncture. And to be honest, the tyres on this 10-year-old bike are well past their best. Sidewalls have started to crack, so it's probably time to invest in something newer. Perhaps get some grip. Let me know in the comments what tyres you'd recommend. Now, with that shortcut completed, we managed to get ourselves a little bit lost and realised that the next stretch was across a field. So, trails, I'll take the hit. Fields on 25 road tyres, I'll give it that a miss, thanks. So that left us with a decision to either go up the main road or backtrack that shortcut, which is where we separated. So my wife decided to go up the main road, and let's face it, she always makes the right decisions. But me being me, I decided to go backtrack the shortcut. And when I took the backtrack, it was very apparent that the main road was a way better idea. The trail was basically, one, much longer than expected, but it was also way rougher. And the footage was so jerky that I couldn't even include it here. But I didn't manage to blow a tyre, which is good. And even you can see here on the potholes, I didn't manage to blow a tyre there. So it wasn't the end of the world. Now this is a hill and a half. This is actually near Cork Abbey, which is a National Trust place, not too far from Ashby-de-la-Zouch. The hill in question has a fairly tight couple of turns at the top, which are completely in shadow, so I was completely blind. It also has loads of potholes, and it's a really long pull, so I was actually knackered by the time I got to the top of the first sharp corner in the blind. And car drivers at that time really didn't give two shits about cyclists. So I don't have any footage because, quite frankly, I was too busy trying to stay in the saddle. More downhill now. It does actually look quite quick. The stats actually say we got up to 36 miles an hour, but I can't imagine that was for very long. But nevertheless, still reasonably impressive. Peering over the top of the glasses. So coming down that hill, I was completely blind and praying that I wasn't going to hit a pothole. But never mind. We survived. So final crossing of the main road there, which means we're coming up to the end. Some stats, we have 45 miles, 72 kilometers, which is around about 4 hours, 3.5 hours moving, giving us an average of about 11 miles an hour over a 966 meter ascent, which isn't too bad, is it? So thank you for watching, and I shall catch you in the next video.